Welcome, one and all, to the Vicar Chronicle the First. The name's Punk Sanderson, or not. Believe what you will. It's hardly very rock and roll, is it, punksters? Locked in a tape store by my boss, the legendary, some would say, infamous record producer extraordinaire, the Vicar, to tell you the mysterious case of Billy's G-string. Perhaps we'd better set some ground rules before we start. Rule 1, absolutely no retakes. Rule 2, absolutely no complaints about my bad grammar and loose tongue. If you want slick, watch TV. If you want real and raw, well, you might not get that from me either. Rule 3, absolutely some bits of this story are going to be changed and pulled completely out of my arse for legal reasons. There's a difference between telling the truth and spending the rest of your life in jail for libel. Rule 4, absolutely no girly poncy language like in all that chick clit. Is that enough? Okay, how about... Rule 5, I don't care if you fart, wipe your nose or spill coffee over yourself while you're watching this, so I reserve the right to do all of them while I'm telling it. Oh, yeah, and rule 6, absolutely, positively no more blogs in this tape store. Now this is more like it. So, chapter 1. And our story begins, as so many do, with a telephone call. It came at 9:43 p.m. My boss, the enigmatic Vicar, is very precise about such things. On March the... something. And I'm not. Siobhan, resident angel, dealer in intravenous caffeine and endless cups of Earl Grey tea, looked inquiringly at the Vicar, who shook his head. I only take calls from my wife and direct communications from God, he said. He was growing irritable. I knew the signs. Cigarette burns in the carpet, broken whiskey bottles on the floor, cocaine in the sliders on the mixing desk, rubber dolls in the corner of the studio, televisions being thrown out of hotel bedroom windows, and cars being driven into swimming pools. No, I jest, punksters. No such excitement here, just hard work and raw nerves. Tempers often get a little frayed at the end of a long recording session, and we were well into the frayed stage. Siobhan couldn't persuade the person on the phone to go away, and she looked over despairingly at the Vicar. Will this call make my life richer and better? He asked in that calm, authoritative, slightly teasing manner of his. Will it nourish me? Will I look back in years to come and say, thank you, God, for that call? Siobhan knew better than to try answering such questions. She simply put her hand across the mouthpiece and waited to see if he would come to the phone. And sickly she had a lecherous eye. Full small e-pulled were her brows too, and they were bent and black as any slough. Chaucer, he's in a good mood. He's going to take the call, I whispered under my breath. Sure enough, he moved over and picked up the phone. Hello, Real World Vicarage. It was our first time. Well, here as it happens, at Real World, the holy grail of English recording studios. Although back then we were in the big room next door. Peter Gabriel's accountant apparently advised him to spend no more than $500,000 or so on a studio, and he obligingly spent 10 times that. Well, you know what they say about musicians, big studio, small... No, I'm only joking, Peter, please don't sue me. Actually, there's a great photo of it on their website, the studio, not Peter's. Anyway, the person on the other end of the phone evidently began by saying, may I disturb you, or some such. Always a mistake. It is a little too late for such thoughts now, the Vicar said caustically. You have, of course, already disturbed me by bringing me to the phone as well, you know. A pause while the unfortunate victim tried to explain himself. Your timing is as impeccable as ever. You could not have chosen a more inconvenient or inopportune time if it were the result of years of well-focused practice in the art of making poorly timed phone calls, which is roughly how you make your money, is it not? Another pause as the person presumably wriggled on the other end of the phone. I think we know each other well enough to dispense with the formalities. Whoever is paying your bills will thank me for every minute that I save them. What are lawyers charging now? £5 a minute? That means you can probably earn £1 just by sneezing. A longer pause as he listened. Well, if you wish to see me in person, you clearly know where my person is to be found. I have been here for, he looked at his watch, 14 days, 10 hours, and he paused while he did a quick calculation, 3 minutes, and expect to be here for a further 7 days and 12 hours. It is a public place. I cannot prevent you from visiting. Not the answer that the caller wanted. It is, however, quite impossible for me to leave and come to London. I have commitments that I must honour, a concept that you would perhaps find difficult to understand. Come and see me if you must. I do not even have to consult my diary to know that at 2 o'clock in the morning I was planning on being safely tucked up between some fine white starched linen sheets. Another of those little English pleasures gradually being eroded by the contagion of the European community, with its damn continental duvets. He loved mispronouncing foreign words. Punk and I will simply keep working and await your arrival. I may be a feeble dribbling wreck by the time you arrive, but that, I fear, is a chance you will have to take. He handed the phone back to Siobhan, who stood still as if awaiting her punishment. He enjoyed her discomfort. So did I. I'm not one to derive much pleasure from the pains of others, unless, of course, it's the Welsh rugby team, but I hadn't put up with years of tongue lashings from the vicar to allow her to get away scot-free with the near-mortal sin of allowing someone to disturb him while he was working. Ah, yes, the lovely Siobhan who recommended that I take the call. What is to be done with you? He looked her in the eye, and then bowed as if greeting a princess. In her is great beauty without vanity. Virtue guides her every action. How the hell did she get away with it? I would have been crucified for interrupting a session like that. Remind me to invest in a pair of great big tits. Thank you, Siobhan. You are right to insist that I took that call. At one of my seminars, we would describe it as a pointed stick. She stared blankly back. We should be thankful for the interruption from Mr. Big. He pretended to spit on the floor. In the same way, we should be thankful for the sound of a baby crying on a sunny afternoon, the vicar explained somewhat enigmatically. Even if you have to give it a good poke to get it going. It pisses you off, but it also wakes you up and helps you to concentrate on the task at hand, just as we shall now concentrate on Diva's backing vocals, which is exactly what he did. You can tell from this lecture that the vicar neither has nor ever will have any children. He's inclined to treat them a little like dogs, something to be patted or kept on a leash. Nor has he ever had a real point stick shoved up his ass, although I've often been sorely tempted, especially at moments like this, when he insisted on swatting aside all my attempts to probe him about the phone call while giving his full concentration to getting the perfect performance from Diva. Are you interested in the vicar's production techniques? Yeah, probably, but this isn't the time. The main thing is that he's famous and very well paid for the speed at which he works, painting in what he calls broad brushstrokes. Impatience is a virtue, as he likes to tell me. Even so, it seemed a long while before he and Diva took a break, and he swiveled his chair round to face me. Well, who was it then, I asked? Come on, who was on the phone? You are going to tell me, aren't you? And I'll tell you who it was. Next time. That boy's not cool. He's got ears the size of diamonds, broken nose and a twisted face, with a voice that... Oh my God, my tush was in a rush, she said after the first song, and then putting to the guitarist, who was literally bursting out of a leather jacket. I mean, you know what I mean? Good luck to her and all that, but cripes, she's got her pops out, her dirty pillows. Put them back in, darling. I'm the star of this show.
The boys tell me that their run-through before lunch is perfect, so I sent them home, which means we won't be needing your services anymore.